we did receive reports that our compound in a place called Akobo in Jonglei State was overrun by members of the Lunor group. They were seeking in turn to get to several people, about more than 30 members of the Dinka ethnic group who had sought shelter in our compound. And apparently there was some fighting there. We have some reports, although we're still trying to get confirmation on the numbers, that some of our UN peacekeepers might have lost their lives trying to protect that base. And at this stage, we're trying to find out what's happened to the people who had been sheltering in Akobo. We do expect, once there's daylight again, to send some reinforcements from the nearby areas, from a base in Malakal, so that we can get reinforcements and extricate the personnel from Akobo. But right now we're very worried about their safety, and we condemn this attack in the strongest terms.
Yes, and is it, to your mind, is this something now much more than the kind of power struggle and the conflict that we had within the military? Do you feel that this is now, for sure, involving civilians against civilians?
Well, certainly there's a worry that there is fighting among different ethnic groups. The High Commissioner for Human Rights, Navi Pillai, came out with a statement today stating her worries about ethnic conflict, and certainly we have made clear, the Secretary General, Ban Ki-moon, has made clear in his conversations with President Salva Kiir that all civilians in South Sudan must be protected regardless of ethnicity. And so we're continuing to hold to that, and we're continuing to try and protect as many civilians as we can, including the people who are sheltering in our bases in Juba, in Bor, and elsewhere. But our forces are being stretched thin, and there's reports of fighting in many different locations. What's ultimately needed is a political solution. This started out and is a political crisis, and ultimately the government and its opponents need to find a political solution to this, and we're pressing them to do just that.
South Sudan, obviously a part of the world that has known very little peace in the last few decades. Briefly, how concerned is the Secretary General and others at the UN about a possible descent into civil war in South Sudan?
Well, we don't know what stage we're at just yet. Right now, like I said, it remains a political crisis that needs a political solution. If they don't do that now, the situation's worsening dramatically. And the UN has seen time and time again how dramatically things can spin out of control. So they have to get together and halt the fighting and come to a solution. This is a fight that really started within groups within the Sudan People's Liberation Army. And ultimately, it's for the SPLA to resolve this matter and to resolve it immediately.